Good morning, Alan Dinsmoor here with Alan Dinsmoor Contracting Services. We're going to do a video today on how to professionally clean, disinfect, and seal your granite countertops. So we've got some products here. This is what we're using for a sealer, and this is something you don't need to buy, but I buy it by the gallons because I do a lot of it. So as long as the seal that you purchase says natural stone or marble on it, you're good to go. A lot of companies will say that they have some sealers out there which are good for 10 years, which kind of like a little fallacy. I don't believe that's true, but anyhow, it's a good idea to clean, disinfect, and seal your own granite countertops, or hire somebody like me to come and do it for you at least once a year. Now, granite harbors a lot of bacteria and germs that are in below the surface that you can't see. It's very porous. If you looked at it with a magnifying glass and you blew it up, you would see that there's a lot of craters and stuff that where germs and bacteria can hide. So what we have here is a mixture of isopropyl alcohol and water that we mix together, like 4 ounces of alcohol or 4 ounces of water, and that's the mixture that we're going to use to seal and to clean and disinfect your granite. And that'll get down into all the crevices and kill just about anything that's in there, if there is anything. So getting off to what we're going to do here, we're going to mix these two products up together and we're going to get started. Now, there's some other products here that a lot of people like to use on a daily basis, which is this one here, which is a Lysol cleaner. They claim that it kills 99.9% of the bacteria and germs and viruses, and it does. But the only trouble with this stuff is it leaves a residue on your counter. Now, what you can do to help eliminate that residue is just simply rinse it with the water and a rag, and just let it naturally dry or wipe it off yourself. And that'll get rid of all this this haze that's on here that's left over from your soaps or whatever you're using to clean your countertops with. Okay, so let's get started. 4 ounces of regular tap water or bottle, whatever water you want to put in here, and 4 ounces of isopropyl alcohol. And just going to pour that in. You don't have to be too exact with your measurements. As long as you're within reason, it'll still do the same job. But you want to try to get 50-50 here. Mix that up. Now I mix up just enough that I can use it, so when I'm done with this I can throw it away so nobody else uses it for something you don't want to be using it on. Now, alcohol is flammable. I put a little alcohol on a plate here. I just want to show you that alcohol is flammable, so you want to be careful that you don't work around this with open flames, okay? Now as you can see, alcohol will burn. It's a very clean burning fuel, but just to give you an idea that, alcohol does in fact burn, so you're going to want to be careful of that. So again, I just like to mix up just enough what I think I'm going to use, and if you run out, you can always mix up a little more, because I'm going to want to discard this when I'm done using it, so it doesn't get used for something else where you really shouldn't have used this product. Now, along with this, I got a pretty wide razor blade here with a single edge razor, and I also have this little one here, which is probably something that you're going to want to use. Because I do a lot of these countertops, I bought this big wide razor blade here. So you can use any rag, cotton cloth or an old t-shirt, as long as it's something that absorbs. And then we're gonna start spraying this on the counter. There we go. And what we're gonna want to do is just keep this good and wet, like that. And as you can see, it's probably gonna want to dry fairly quick. So the idea is to get this saturated and let it sit there for a couple, 3 minutes. Okay. Get that adjusted there. Put this over here. Okay, so there's the alcohol. Spraying this one. Wipe it. Like this. Okay, so we got a little section here that we got pretty wet, and we're going to try and keep it wet. And we're going to take our razor, and we're not going to go dead straight, and we're not going to go flat. We're going to be on a 45-degree angle, and we're just going to very gently, see a little something there that was stuck in there. You'll hear it starting to tick. See another one. Just very gently start scraping the countertop like this, okay? And this is really going to just shave off whatever's on there that shouldn't be on there. Okay, just keep doing that, going back and forth. Don't be afraid to use the alcohol. A little more in there. Okay, you can hear it. It's finding things that you normally wouldn't find with your rag. And you can see that it's getting pretty clean in there. There we go. Wow, there's a few ticks in here, but it's really pretty clean. But you can see there's a green residue on it, and that's actually the cleaners that you've been using. And there's a few other little things in here that were on there that you probably wouldn't have gotten off with a rag. But so anyhow, we're going to continue this on like this. Now, some of you are going to be using a smaller razor. You just want to be careful. Obviously, razors are very sharp. And again, this is just alcohol and water. It's not going to hurt you. If you get it on your hands, it's okay. It's just going to dry your skin out. You might want to put some lotion on afterward. Or you can wear gloves. I mean, I personally don't like to wear gloves too much because things have a tendency to get a little slippery. So again, I saturate the whole area with the alcohol. I use the rag to get up close to the edge so I'm not spraying the painted surfaces, okay? And just get the front edge here a little bit. Then I'll put it on again like this, and I'll start using the razor to start shaving the countertop. Again, a nice, easy, you don't need to put a lot of pressure, okay? So mostly you're going to be using the small razors because you don't have a large razor like that, but it just takes a little bit more time, but it'll get the same job done, okay? And then when you're happy, when you think you got most of it, then you move on to keep wiping it off, okay? Either way. Again, pay attention to your angle, you know? So you don't want to be straight up and down. You can scratch it. You don't want to do that. So just nice, easy scraping with the razor like that. A little something here, like that. See, it came off whatever was there, okay? So we're going to do that. Do our edges again. I'm trying to keep whatever moisture is coming, whatever alcohol and water. We don't want to get it on our painted surfaces, okay? Because it's really going to discolor it and mess it up on you. You don't want to do that. Okay, so we got some more over here. I think we're going to go back to my big razor because it's a lot faster. Okay. This chair out of the way. This chair. Okay, so we're gonna just keep going like this, just keep spraying it on. We're gonna wipe it. I'm gonna try and keep it wet. The longer you keep it wet, the more disinfecting it does, okay? So don't be afraid to use it. I mean, you don't have to spray it on. You can put it in a bowl and dip your rag in a bowl. That works too, okay? All right. Keep spraying it on. Everybody got the razor. Okay, this, nice, easy. Don't push down too hard. There's something here. Yeah, again, it's coming off, whatever it is. Oh, something there. Now you gotta remember, when people are out shopping, like your wife or the kids are out doing whatever, they got their purses on them, their lunch boxes, and they're putting them down on the floor of the school bus seats or on the school bus floor or the bathrooms, or you're at a restaurant, you put your purse on the floor. And what most people do when they come home from doing whatever they're doing is they put everything on the counters. So this is a good reason why you want to do this, because there's a lot of germs on here that you don't know are on here, or you wouldn't expect to be on here. So you can do this 3 times a year. It's not going to hurt your granite. Granite is very, very strong. It's a very good product. Okay, so this is the kitchen sink area here, which is probably the most abused area in the on the countertop areas because it's constantly being exposed to water. And believe it or not, the old sealers, whatever sealers are on there originally, get wiped away, and it just really gets worn out. As you can see, it's very dull. And we got this white water buildup over here in the back. And this is what happens. You get a little bit of this buildup up here, or depending on the water you got, if you got well or city, I mean, you know, it's just water staining. And it's pretty typical. As you can see, it's very dull over here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but over here is where the dish strainer stays. And you can see where the bottom edge was constantly wet. And it just got a little marked up, and you can't clean that with regular cleaning. So again, we're just going to break out the isopropyl alcohol in the water. See, if I'm getting close to something where I don't want to get the alcohol, I'll just spray it into the rag or spray it onto the counter like that, and then I'll bring it in toward the back, okay? Now, this is okay. You could do your faucets with it and whatever you want to do if you're so inclined. It's not going to hurt that, because that's a different finish. It's not like a household paint you'd buy and you're putting on your walls or whatever. But anyway, we're going to put some of this mix over here. And we're going to get rid of these stains with the razor blade. And as you can see they're coming right off, okay? Now a lot of this also is soap. So when you're washing dishes or you're washing your hands or whatever, and it just splashes onto the counter, and it doesn't always get wiped off. So you see, that's a lot of water and soap buildup right there, okay? So this really helps get rid of that. And so you can see it comes right off quite easily. It's not hard. And you can see how it's just coming off on the razor blade here. So see, the countertop's not worn out. It's a rock. It's a polished rock. So it doesn't really wear out and stay dull like that, So it will come back to its original color. See all that water build up, and whatever's sitting on there is coming right off. And you'll feel it in the razor blade. It should feel pretty smooth under it. And when you get it clean, it's, the razor blade will feel pretty smooth gliding over the granite. This is completely cleaned and disinfected, as it doesn't have any germs on it. And now this is a sealer. This is the one I like to use. So it's an expensive gallon. It's about $100 for this gallon here. But it was designed for natural stone, grout, and masonry, and any kind of porous stone like marble. And so what you're going to want to do with any sealer, regardless of which one you buy, is to make sure that you follow the instructions in the back, okay? And just adhere to those instructions when you're putting this stuff on. And this one here says you want to wear a chemical resistant glove, okay? You don't really want to be getting this in your hands. Now, a lot of granite companies will tell you when they first put your granite in that it's got a 10-year sealer on it. Okay, well, that's true if you never touched it. So, but we're cleaning and we're wiping, we're dragging things across it all day long, and over the course of time, the seal is going to wear out. Now, so we're just going to shake this up a little bit, just to make sure there's nothing sitting on the bottom. And I like to use a small rag, and what they're telling you to do here is just to keep it wet for about 5 minutes, let it soak in, and then wipe it down with a rag, with a dry towel. Okay, so again, you can't really get in too much trouble with this. So we're just going to put it on, going to go in a circular motion, and just keep it wet, keep it going. Alright, it's alright if you get a little on the edges here, it's not going to hurt anything. But you can see it's kind of soaking in. And as the instructions stated, that if it's soaking in, you're going to have to do it again so it doesn't soak in. Okay? Put it on here. And again, you can use a small sponge or whatever the instructions say that you can use to put the sealer on your stone. And just keep it wet. It's important you keep a wet edge. Don't let it dry. Okay? And it wants to soak in here for like about 5 minutes. And you'll feel it when you're putting it on. It's a nice smooth, should be nice and smooth like you're going over glass, okay? Shouldn't be anything sticking up, protruding, or anything that might be catching on a rag and make you think there's something there. But there we go. Now see, here's the application rag. You're going to see it's just as clean as when I first started, and that's the way it should look. Okay, you shouldn't be picking up any more dirt or soap or whatever. Okay, so now we're going to get into where this problem area where the sink was here, and we're going to put this in here. It's okay if you get a little on the bottom of the discussion rings here. It's alright, it's not going to hurt it. There we are. But anyway, you'll find that when this is dry, they say it'll be dry in about 2 or 3 hours, and it should be just as nice as the first day you bought this granite and it was installed. Okay? And again, if you're not happy with it, don't be afraid to clean it again. Okay? You're not going to hurt it by cleaning it too many times. So So again, this whole process should take you about a half an hour. It's not really all that much time. Shows you how to take care of it. You want to make sure it's even. You don't want any ponding going on. You don't want to leave anything like that. Okay? So, and as you can see, the rag is just as clean as when I first started. So we know we got a good clean surface here. Okay? Again, keep it wet. That's it. Just let it sit there. It wants to sit on there for about 5 minutes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to towel dry it with another towel. Just take a clean towel. And after your 5 minutes is up, you just wipe it down. So you want to keep a nice wet edge, but you don't want it ponding up. Okay, you don't want it like a puddle. Okay. So now we'll get back to this one really quick. All right. Okay, this one here has been about 5 minutes, and okay, so we've been about 5 minutes over here, and I'm just going to take a nice dry rag and I'm going to start wiping it off. Okay, now it's not going to completely come off, but as you can see, it's starting to soak into the rag here a little bit, and just want to get whatever wet edge is left. You just want to try and wipe that off. You don't want to try and buff it out or anything like that. Just as you can see, it's starting to dry up. The instructions are stating it takes 2 or 3 hours for it to completely dry. Now, as you can see, it looks like it's dry, but it's not really dry. Okay, so you need to be patient with this, and just wait your 2 or 3 hours, and then after that 2 or 3 hours, then you can start using it as normal again. Okay, there you go. And that's all there is to it. And thank you for watching. And again, if you don't want to do this yourself, you can always call us. We'd be happy to come and do it for you. Thank you. Have a great day.